Right now, there's no longer an encampment on UW-Madison's Library Mall. The details on an agreement reached by the university and protesters. Plus, commencement continues tomorrow for UW-Madison grads at Camp Randall Stadium. What to know if you're going. And you probably haven't noticed, but a major geomagnetic storm is hitting Earth right now. Well, it could bring some power outages with it. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. The tents came down earlier today. UW-Madison, the university, and protesters reaching an agreement to end the encampment on Library Mall that started late last month. Protesters with the group Students for Justice in Palestine have made demands for the university to divest from Israeli businesses as Israel continues its military operation in Gaza. The tents first went up the morning of Monday, April 29th. The university saying that those tents were in violation of university policy. They were up for 2 nights, but on the morning of Wednesday, May 1st, law enforcement officers from Madison Police, UW Police, Dane County Sheriff's Office, and the State Patrol all entered that encampment. 34 people were arrested, 4 people taken to jail. The encampment then was reestablished just hours later, and it has stayed up since then without further police involvement. But this afternoon, just hours before the first UW commencement ceremony started, the university put out a statement saying it had reached an agreement with protesters to bring those tents down. Of course, it all happened hours before tonight's commencement at the Kohl Center and tomorrow's much larger commencement ceremony at Camp Randall Stadium. Armand Rahman was on Library Mall as those tents started to come down, and he shares what protesters are saying tonight. Armand?
Eric, the deal requires students calling for the university to divest from companies that do business with Israel, to remove the encampment by 6 p.m. today and not disrupt the commencement ceremonies today or tomorrow. Students tell me they were taking their time so they could donate as much as they could to community members.
We do not see this as a win.
But Students for Justice in Palestine say there were some key achievements in the agreement with administrators in directing money to Palestine and Palestinian students who've seen their education disrupted by the Israeli onslaught.
There's nothing more that Palestinians love than education.
We hope to see the university follow through to, for example, get Gazan students the opportunity to complete their degrees and receive degrees here at UW-Madison.
Along with that, the deal includes a commitment from the university to review their study abroad and internship programs that protesters say discriminated against Palestinians, to hire a staff member focused on supporting students impacted by war, violence, and displacement, and bring SJP to the table with the Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association and Board of Regents to discuss students' concerns and requests for ethical divestment.
We have this agreement in writing, and that's a very good start, but it is on all of us. It is on all of us in the community to hold this university to their word, to keep them accountable, and to keep pushing beyond just the text of this agreement.
These same commitments were part of a draft agreement the university released during talks that students walked out of earlier this week. Protesters were asked what changed for them in the last 24 hours.
To be honest, I'm not really sure, because the university could have done a lot of these things a long time ago.
Al-Quds Open University.
Students took apart the last of the tents in remembrance of the 12 universities Palestinian news reported were damaged or destroyed in Gaza. Rather than the imprints on the lawn, they hope their fight for those students is what people will remember.
Everything that we have done in this encampment is in solidarity with them, and in solidarity with them, we must continue this fight until Palestine is free. The work does not end until then.
And Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin was busy with a commencement ceremony today, but said in a statement she heard the concerns of many people and is hopeful everyone can come together to make UW-Madison a place where all can flourish.
Armand, thank you. And you found out about the encampment coming down with a news alert on our Channel 3000 mobile app. Download it for free. Turn on push notifications so you can catch up on the day's stories right in the palm of your hand. Well, there are a lot of visitors in Madison with commencement this weekend underway at the university. Here's a look at tonight's graduation ceremony. This was at the Kohl Center for doctoral, Masters of Fine Arts, and medical professional graduates. Tomorrow's commencement for bachelor's, master's degrees, and law graduates will be, of course, at Camp Randall Stadium. Now, here's what you need to know if you're watching a loved one graduate tomorrow. The ceremony will begin at noon. The doors open at 10 a.m. Graduates should be there no later than 11:10 a.m. No tickets are required to attend the ceremony, but seating is first come, first serve. There are several complimentary lots around campus to park. To find them and to see other important commencement information, visit commencement.wisc.edu. Around a thunderstorm starting to leave the Madison area. As we mentioned, a lot going on this weekend, so we hope to see the sun return at some point, but will it? Buddy's back with his answer to his first one forecast.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric. Yeah, we had Pretty much a nice day here across southern Wisconsin, and a line of showers are moving through the area right now. They've already passed the Madison area, but now they're down towards the Rock County region right now. Take a look at radar 3000. You can see those line of thunderstorms stretching all the way from Greene all the way up into Dodge County and up towards Sheboygan and Fond du Lac. But taking a closer look, you can see these storms are actually moving at a pretty good clip at around 55 miles per hour. So you can expect it to hit areas like Brookfield at 10:13, West Allis at 10:19, and South Milwaukee at around 10:30. The other part of this story is with these thunderstorms, we are seeing some wind, and you can see this dark green line with the light green line, and this represents an outflow. So basically there's a strong wind gust out ahead of this system. So basically we've seen some wind gusts at 44 miles per hour in Jefferson and 48 in Spring Green. So that is the primary threat for tonight's thunderstorms. But after it clears out, we should be pretty good for tomorrow. Looking for temperatures to get up into the upper 60s to low 70s for your commencement or any activities that you may have. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll talk about your Saturday and your Mother's Day forecast. That's all coming up.
All right. Thank you very much, buddy. Authorities in Sauk County are looking for a missing Baraboo teenager who they say may be in crisis. This is Griffin Clark. He is just 16. Police say he walked away from his dad's vehicle this afternoon at a quick trip station on State Highway 13 in the Dells. This was a little before 5 tonight. He recently made statements concerning self-harm. Anyone who has seen Griffin is asked to call Wisconsin Dells Police. The number there at the bottom of your screen, area code 608-742-4166. No criminal liability for the Monona police officer who attempted to pull over a vehicle before it sped away and was involved in a deadly crash. It happened early the morning of New Year's Day. Police say an SUV drove away from a patrol car at speeds of up to 80 miles an hour. It ended when the SUV crashed into a tree on Femright Drive after avoiding spike strips set by police. All 3 people were killed. The DA says the officers' attempts to catch up to the vehicle did not cause the crash because law enforcement never came into actual contact with the vehicle in question. At the Capitol today, members of the Wisconsin Police Department came together to honor the fallen. Today, the 34th annual Wisconsin Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony. It began with a squad procession at Olin Park. 4 Wisconsin law enforcement officers were killed in 2023. Their names were added to the memorial on the Capitol Square, bringing the total to 293 fallen officers.
Their names are etched into this memorial, a testament to their dedication and courage. Each fallen officer's story is unique, but they all share a common thread, a commitment to protecting and serving others. They put their lives on the line every day, knowing the risks involved.
Well, this ceremony is held annually in correlation with National Police Week activities. Next Wednesday marks National Peace Officers Day. Following last week's deadly incident at Mount Horeb Middle School, other school districts have seen an uptick in reported safety threats statewide. Students in the Platteville District, New Glarus, and the School District of Janesville all have had police called to their campuses in response to threats reported there. One safety expert we spoke with talks about the influx of hypervigilant 911 calls after a threat in the community, saying it's normal.
No matter how minute the threat might be, or even if it might appear to be at face value an attempt at humor or a joke or a prank, law enforcement has an obligation to act upon that and put the school into a lockdown until they can determine the credibility of the threat.
Landers says there is no such thing as an overreaction when it comes to reporting a threat. He is urging community members to trust their instincts if they notice something seemingly out of place. A federal judge has thrown out a lawsuit brought on by Wisconsin Democratic voters challenging the state's absentee voting witness requirements. 4 voters had argued the state is violating the Voting Rights Act of 1965 by demanding a witness signature on ballot envelopes. They say they have a hard time getting witness signatures because of health risk, age, and travel overseas. State law requires clerks to reject absentee ballots without a witness signature after a judge ruled in 2022 that election officials cannot fill in missing witness certifications, a process known as ballot curing. In his ruling today, Judge James Peterson said the voters hadn't shown the Voting Rights Act prohibits a state from requiring absentee voters to prepare their ballot in front of a witness. Well, with the warmer weather, you'll want to check your boating equipment before you hit the water for the first time this season. The DNR with some reminders urging residents to make time for safety ahead of launching your boats into the lakes and rivers of Wisconsin, advising you to sign up to take an online boater's education course. You should inspect your life jackets for wear and tear, replace them if needed, and finally follow general safety and laws while out on the water, like staying sober if you're driving and knowing your limits. For the first time in nearly 20 years, a solar storm is hurtling towards Earth. Scientists say it could bring both good and bad news, triggering a display of the northern lights, but also could cause a disruption in certain communications and technology. Jen Sullivan has what you need to know.
A rare solar storm is headed towards Earth. So what exactly is it? Scientists say it's a rapid fluctuation in the Earth's magnetic field that is related to disturbances in the sun.
They are plasma blobs that are flying toward the Earth that are going to get into our atmosphere, and they are going to charge our atmosphere, and they may charge our power lines.
Scientists are worried the solar storm could cause some disruptions to communication.
If we do reach the G4 levels, the level of response could mean that there could be some infrastructure effects.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, says the storm could impact power grids, satellite navigation, and high-frequency radio communications, though it's unlikely the storm will directly affect cellular service. But it could impact everyday appliances like your microwave, stove, or dishwasher.
It's the computer inside that you don't want to fry if there's a power surge.
Chad Myers recommends turning off the breaker to those appliances rather than unplugging them. But there is some good news with this geomagnetic storm. It could trigger a spectacular display of the northern lights for people as far south as Alabama and up to Northern California. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The Biden administration says it is reasonable to assess Israel used U.S. weapons in ways that are inconsistent with international law, but is stopping short of saying that Israel violated the laws. In a report, the State Department says investigations into potential violations of international humanitarian law are ongoing. The report covers the period from the outbreak of the war with Hamas in October to late April. While the report did not find Israel has withheld humanitarian aid to Gaza in violation of U.S. law, it was sharply critical of the toll that Israel's military campaign is taking. More stories tonight at 10 ahead of Mother's Day this weekend. A woman shares her journey through pregnancy while also being diagnosed with cancer. It's a story you don't want to miss.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Memorial Day sale brings you the lowest appliance prices we've ever offered. Level up your kitchen with refrigerators starting at just $478 and dishwashers starting at just $398. Plus special financing for 60 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Now at Menards, get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project. We have all your garden and landscaping essentials. Visit our outdoor garden center today and update your backyard space. Get these 2x8 privacy lattice panels for just $14.99 each after rebate. Trust Master Garden Premium Garden Soil for better results in your garden. Its slow-release fertilizer feeds flowers and vegetables up to 9 months. Just $5.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Madison, a new era in golf has arrived. Introducing TPC Wisconsin, an elite golf club with worldwide privileges. Contact TPC Wisconsin today for your exclusive membership.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Now
During the Memorial Day sale at Ashley, take up to $1,200 off on select Beauty Rest Black adjustable sets. Plus, get up to $300 in free furniture, 60-month 0% interest financing, and free delivery. Going on now at Ashley.
Get help with consumer issues during Call for Action Week. Follow our team as they work to solve difficult cases for local residents and learn useful strategies to protect you and your money. Call for Action Week starts Monday on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
Well, don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day, and ahead of the holiday, a story tonight about one mom who has fought hard to become a mother, even through a cancer diagnosis. Braden Ross shares Andrea Moskel's story.
This was one of the happiest moments of Andrea Moskel's life.
It was just such a huge relief.
Just 1 year earlier, she'd found a lump in her breast as she was feeding her new son.
I was so sure it was nothing. I really don't think cancer even crossed my mind.
But as a nurse, she knew it was important to get checked out. So after multiple tests, she found herself in a waiting room at the doctor.
And they leave you in the room with the scary picture, and my heart just kind of sank. They sat me down and came back in and gave me the, "I'm so sorry to have to tell you this." I was just numb.
But there was another layer to the anxiety.
In my head, I'm like, but I'm pregnant.
Moskel was 18 weeks pregnant when she was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
The pregnancy was never in question. It was always like, so you're pregnant, and this is what we're gonna do.
She and her baby Josie went through 4 rounds of chemo and a surgery together before Josie was even born.
I had to have an ultrasound every 4 weeks. So I was just kind of really focusing on like, hey, I get to see Josie more often.
Moskel says it was her baby and her own mom that got her through.
You can hold everything together, but when you see your mom, everything melts away.
After she had baby Josie, it was back to chemotherapy, but just a few months later, she was officially cancer-free. Now, Moskel works in UW Health's Carbone Cancer Center's breast clinic.
I got so much light in my darkness from hearing I get it from those women who actually, truly down to the core, got it because they have been through it and we're on the other side. So I'd love to be that for others.
She can be that light for her patients thanks to that happy moment. And what she has because of it.
I love this.
You do?
She's incredible, and I can't wait for the day that she just realizes how she just got me through so much when no one else was with me.
That was our Braden Ross reporting, and we're less than a month away from the annual Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk for breast cancer. The ceremony starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday, June 8th at Alliant Energy Center. And if you'd like to walk alongside the News 3 Now team or register your own team, you can find all the information you need to register online at channel3000.com/Komen. 2 students at Belleville High School are being recognized nationally for their work studying the moon and asteroids. Junior Aiden Perry and sophomore Ari Mehta research to see how the frequency of impacts on the lunar poles compares to those on lunar craters elsewhere. They participated in the X-MASS program, which lets students do scientific-based research about the moon and asteroids. X-MASS, which stands for the exploration of the moon and asteroids by secondary students, provided the material for the students, but Aiden and Ari's research was completely driven by them, so much so that they finished in first place of 7 total teams after a virtual competition in front of scientists from NASA.
I want to continue my education and hopefully go on scientific research later.
This is definitely something I'm interested in. I'm definitely going to pursue something in science or engineering, and this is a great way to further that education.
And the pair will present their findings at a research expo this summer at Washington University in St. Louis. It's time for another check of the First Warn forecast ahead of UW-Madison commencement tomorrow and Mother's Day. Here's meteorologist Buddy Reeves. Buddy?
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric. Yeah, we have a lot going on here across southern Wisconsin this weekend. But first, we need to get through the round of showers and thunderstorms that are moving across most of the area. Take a look at radar 3000 right now. You can see we are seeing some shower activity towards Green, Rock, and Walworth County. So let's take a closer look at that right now. Just some gusty winds with this line of thunderstorms that is moving through the area. And you can actually see this little line right here, this little green part right here. And this is actually an outflow boundary that is basically pushing a pool of cool air out that is allowing those wind gusts to get upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour. So it's pretty cool to see when you see these grays right here, these light greens, and the contrast right here. That can definitely indicate that we are seeing some winds across most of the area. And we want to take a look at a picture from Spring Green. This is the leading edge of that thunderstorm line. Thank you so much, Jeffrey Cry. Hopefully I said that right. But this is the leading edge out of Spring Green, where they did see a wind gust of 48 miles per hour. But after that, after these storms do pass, we will see clearing skies overnight. A beautiful Saturday is on tap with mild conditions, a little bit cooler than it was today at 70 degrees. And then a very warm Mother's Day with temperatures getting into the upper 70s. But let's look at future track for tomorrow, taking a look through the day around noontime. If you're heading to commencement, heading to the farmer's market in the morning, should be pretty good with temperatures in the middle 60s. As we head on into your Saturday evening, should be pretty good as well. And then as we head at around 10 o'clock at night, I stopped future track right here. Temperatures are around 55 degrees. Clear skies, and the reason I wanted to stop it here is because you could see the northern lights tonight, tomorrow, and into Sunday. And again, you will see visible, if you look up towards the sky, the further out from the city you get and the city lights, you will see it. But the further north you go, you'll have a much better chance of seeing those northern lights. And we've also seen some pictures come into the Weather Center already of these northern lights. So we will continue to see that. Other important topic is Mother's Day on your Sunday. Look for temperatures to be in the upper 70s by 6 o'clock with just an isolated chance of seeing a shower or thunderstorm. But overall for Mother's Day, it's absolutely looking beautiful. So taking a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, tomorrow 67 degrees with just partly cloudy skies, isolated chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the evening. Same thing for Mother's Day, but a lot warmer at 77. And then the rest of the extended forecast, look for temperatures to be in the lower 70s through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with just a chance of showers coming into next weekend with just some breezy conditions, but overall, not looking too bad.
And still to come in sports, Wisconsin softball looking to keep their Cinderella story alive in the Big Ten tournament. We've got the highlights next on News 3 Now at 10.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you searching for a fresh career? Then join the team at Chalk D Building Systems. We're expanding, now with 2 Sun Prairie locations, and we're looking for individuals to join our team as assemblers, material handlers, order pickers, and machine operators. Chalk D Building Systems competitive pay starts at $22 per hour plus comprehensive benefits. 3 shifts are available with overtime potential, and you'll become part of our 100% employee-owned team. Make your next career move on the careers page at chalkd.com.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my healing after Joe died. But with a Grace's grief support, I found hope, friends, and the strength to move forward.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Ryder Chips, just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your home renewal with 2-for-1 windows and no interest for 1 year. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry, call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Nobody kicks off festival season like Stoughton, because nobody runs a festival like Stoughton or crafts a festival like Stoughton. The fact is, nobody eats up a festival like Stoughton. The Sit Into My Festival in Stoughton starts May 17th.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506 800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Wisconsin softball has been on a Cinderella run. They pulled back-to-back upsets in the Big Ten tournament, and heading into the semifinals, they are the only 11 seed to ever reach that stage of the tournament. A big reason for it has been Hillary Blomberg, the freshman from Verona. 2 homers in 2 games. Actually, let's make it 3. No way for Blomberg. Her 3rd bomb in her 3rd game. It's a program record for a single tournament. She hit 4 in the entire regular season. But that was all the offense the Badgers could muster until the 7th. They rallied Blomberg at the dish. Badgers down to their final out, and of course she would keep it going. They trim it to a 2-run game, but the rally and the Cinderella story would fall short there. Badgers lose, and Wisconsin's season comes to an end with a 6-4 loss. Robert Gasser, Brewers' top starting pitching prospect, finally getting his debut. Top 2, and you know we wouldn't show you a defensive highlight if it wasn't a gem. Check out Bryce Terang. He makes the catch and the throw immediately, and Gasser's like, you know what, I like this defense that we get in the MLB. And Terang, now he's doing it the dish, doubling one down the line. He has been so good in his sophomore season. The Crew keep it rolling. They win it big, 2-11. Megan Duggan graduated from Wisconsin owning just about every record in the women's hockey record book. She knew what she had done on the ice, but being the commencement speaker at Wisconsin's graduation, that was never in her wildest dreams. But she didn't know what she'd achieve with the skill set that she got at UW. She'd become a 3-time Olympian, win a gold medal, and break barriers in the NHL. She wants to believe, at least her students, she wants these students to believe that they can live out their dreams too.
I think tomorrow should just be, celebrate all that you've accomplished and just know that you're going to be able to take what you learned and what you experienced and the highs and lows here, and they will help you in that next chapter. Even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it, or it feels hard, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, how is she up here giving this commencement address? Like, I failed a million times in between then, and I'll fail tomorrow and probably fall on my face tonight. And so it's just, those are some of the things that I think are important.
Headed to the WNBA, one of the fastest growing sports in the world, is capitalizing on their growth. The WNBA announced today its intention to expand to Toronto in 2026. Speaking of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark played in her first preseason game at home today, and it was packed, 13,000 strong. Yes, that's for a preseason game. And after getting booted from the Bucks, Coach Mike Budenholzer has landed on his feet. Bud, who led the Bucks to their first championship in 50 years, signed a 5-year, $50 million deal with the Phoenix Suns. That is in his home state. We'll be right back.
Have your best summer ever with Bachman's Mother's Day Pool Sale. Save 25% off all in-stock above-ground radiant pools. Visit our showrooms in Madison and Brookfield and save.
Go ahead. Relax. It's Bachman's.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to get out and cultivate your ideal yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like 36-pound bags of estate weed and feed, $34.99. $200 off this Milwaukee Impact Wrench and Grease Gun Kit. This Massimo T-Boss UTV, $600 off. All new Aaron's brand zero-turn mowers. Plus, come test drive our huge selection of mowers and lawn equipment during this Saturday's Ride and Drive event, starting at 9 a.m. at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Choose FlexBuy on a Ford F-150 and get 0% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
We went to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Have your best summer ever with Bachman's Mother's Day Pool Sale. Save 25% off all in-stock above-ground radiant pools. Visit our showrooms in Madison and Brookfield and save.
Go ahead. Relax. It's Bachman's.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
Buddy's back. I guess it's clear in some spots out there. We're getting some pictures of the northern lights.
Yeah, and those thunderstorms that moved through earlier are clearing out right behind it, so people have been submitting their pictures, so definitely continue to submit them. Radar 3000 right now, we do have some storms over in Rock and also Walworth counties right now. These will produce gusts up to 40 miles per hour, so again, no hail, just heavy downpours and some wind. Taking a look at the weekend forecast, when you have a lot of events going on here across the Madison area, 67 for your Saturday. Then on your Mother's Day, pretty warm at 77 degrees with partly cloudy skies and just an isolated chance of seeing a shower or thunderstorm. And then look at the rest of next week. Temperatures in the 70s with just a chance of showers.
All right, not too bad. Congrats to all those grads this weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.